In light of all that is happening in hip-hop, please make sure to like and subscribe if you are eagerly awaiting the release of Tyler the Creator's new album, and share my excitement that true hip-hop has never been more popular. We are about to see one of the greatest rap runs in years, based on the Clipse that just began and Tyler's upcoming appearances with some very exceptional guests. Before we continue, be sure to leave it out so that everyone in the stands of that dreary old mid-rap can see how much hip-hop's right side is ready to consume. Having stated that, let's talk about Tyler the Creator and Kendrick Lamar's Clipse. In the current period, where rap has been restored to its rightful place, we are seeing that these three hip-hop artists have contributed more to the genre's advancement than any other individual. Canonical non-incident of some kind is taking place right in front of our eyes. Because Tyler's new album, Don't Tap the Glass, was announced after the release of the masterful snippets from Let God Sort Him Out, we can see, however, that everything has been planned and is contributing to a far larger goal. We are this as Push It hinted that he was aware of Tyler's surprise before it was revealed in its entirety. Speaking of surprises, it appears like Kendrick will also be working on this project, in addition to Push It previously announcing his inclusion on the record. However, before we get into all of that and how wild it's going to be, we need to take a minute to sit down and observe what is actually going on right now, which is that beyond Kendrick's actual beginning of the rap shift in GNX, which we all witnessed, of course, naturally, it also marked the beginning of an even more recent ascent to the all-time best run than we could have ever imagined. With albums and events that are establishing the new standard, the genre is currently dominating. And from what Clipse just did with Let God Sort Him Out, which aside from the fact that it is one of the best rap albums I have heard in years and years, just demonstrated how strong and much the culture wants music like this. They sold 113,000 copies in their first week, and that was all while industry sabotage in the form of leaks and smear campaigns was taking place. On top of that, Travis Scott and Justin Bieber dropped albums even with the competition there. Clipse is already outstreaming Travis, which is against both a real pop star and a rap pop star. Furthermore, the fact that Justin Bieber only sold around 50,000 copies more than they did indicates that they are actually up against someone who was formerly regarded as the world's largest musician. Overall, the Clipse have gained the support of the whole music business doing all of this on their own. Hip-hop artists are demonstrating how things are changing by pointing out that, based on streaming charts and even first-week sales figures that do not include bundles and other items, people now care more about their album than Travis Scott's. Speaking of first-week sales, the Clipse recently outsold Lil Wayne with a complete Carter series chapter, which is completely insane. Overall though, the Clipse have succeeded in becoming more like Justin Bieber than Lil Wayne and Travis Scott, thanks to a lot of effort and commitment. And it is very insane. And now, despite all of the success Clipse is experiencing and the greatness of this album, there is a moment that will only make the world and ideology of this record much larger. This is because cultures are reacting to what is truly happening, to make everything for Clipse and their album even better very soon. And that was just 10 days after it was released. This will be because Tyler, the originator, was the one who told us that the largest Clipster was Tyler. Now let God sort him out and see what he did there when we examine the point of view. And what I believe we'll find in the end is that, for him, that song was a lot like Kendrick Lamar's Family Ties before Morale. In other words, depending on the transition we witnessed from there to Chromacopia, this new verse and featwear was essentially hinting at what this new album and period would actually entail for him. Well, from the self-confidence to the rage to the emphasis on criticizing others with a jab about being sued, which appears to be directed at Playboi Carti, and even some further lines about heroes failing him and such. In any case, Tyler is preparing us for an unexpected new chapter in his career by sharing his thoughts with us. In addition to the video, Push It has previously verified that he is on this album in a piece that delves more into the background of Tyler's recent actions. And similar to what we witnessed when he briefly followed Kendrick Lamar on tour, well, it seemed like Push was there with Tyler during his Madison Square Garden show. The same thing may have happened here. As Push finally revealed to us, Tyler was the mystery feature they had been anticipating from Clipse record all along, and they just received it a few months after its release. Now that Push has informed us that Tyler has accompanied him on tour with a studio, we can understand why he has got this complete thing, not just a single verse. The reason for this is that he has been writing these songs over his most extensive tour to date. And now, in reality, Tyler has been involved in a lot of things related to his name and merely a rap game that is collapsing to be rebuilt. Even if he has all this popularity and is on such a huge tour. In any case, he will have a lot to say about this, as we can see from the obvious connections between albums like GNX and Let God Sort Them Out, as well as how Kendrick and Clipse have been ensnared in this branch of hip-hop alongst Pharrell, Rel, Jay-Z, and even Nas. Rap is now being brought into this era where lyrics are important and artists have greater creative control. As we saw with Kendrick Lamar and Mr. Morale, it appears that Tyler needed to release Chromacobia in order to reveal to us all a crucial aspect of who he is. Now that maybe the most significant event in his career is behind him, Tyler is prepared to release an album in the same style as his favorite contemporaries and heroes, and to become competitive musically, as we witnessed on POV. Overall, that indicates that the time when we all cheered for Mid is past, and that the true rap takeover has arrived. Additionally, it's evident how tightly Tyler and Push have been together, and how near these releases are to them. Since Tyler wants Clipse to have his time, we literally know that none of this is occurring by accident, and that he would only act in this way if they were in agreement. However, it seems like there is something much more significant going on here. Having stated and comprehended all of this, let's examine what we currently know about Tyler's latest album, Don't Tap the Glass. Overall, we can infer a lot about what will characterize this album from the title, cover, and world building that Tyler the Creator has already given us, as well as from what he has shown us regarding the timeliness of his point of view, which I believe is very obvious. Returning to the concept of the Clipse, Kendrick's and Tyler's recordings are all related. Now let's start with GNX, when Kendrick truly tapped into something much greater than himself by drawing on the influences of Nas, DMX, and Tupac. During his pre-Super Bowl interview, Kendrick explicitly said that he wanted to create music for this album that made him feel as though he were listening to the great rap albums he had grown up hearing. Then for Let God Sort Him Out, Push A and Malice both stated that they were working with Pharrell to create songs that encapsulate not the music or style per se, but the sensation that defines each rap moment. For instance, when they first heard Biggie Smalls or when they first heard Shook Ones. Now, based on the cover we received from Tyler, it appears that 50 Cent is somewhat mirrored, but more directly, he is ludicrous with the statue we have seen of him. I believe it's reasonable to assume that Tyler is attempting to emulate what Kendrick and the Clippers have previously accomplished. Additionally, he is working to bring back the hip-hop vibe that we have all sorely missed. Naturally, the callbacks and references won't likely be stylistic or anything like that, just like Kendrick and Clipse. Once more though, drawing from these inspirations is only an attempt to replicate the emotion people experienced upon hearing iconic hip-hop songs, which is something I believe is admirable to strive for, and it is giving the impression that this movement is far more expansive than a single artist. And with all of this, let's take another look at what we already know. Tyler began the rollout by playing Find Your Way Home, the final song on his Chromacopia tour set list. He simply stated the project's name during this, and as people left the arena, They noticed the posters for it and an unexpected statue of Tyler the Creator. This is just the next level of how to roll out an album. All things considered, this surprise is amazing, and it's amazing that they're actually starting to roll out this way while the tour is still in progress. We don't often see this, but Tyler must have a good reason for doing this. Aside from keeping us in this new era of rap and helping to usher in this new one, I believe there is something much bigger at work here for Tyler personally and what he wants to do, which appears to be that now that he has healed himself, he has told his story in as much detail as we will ever hear. Tyler wants to join in on all the fun in rap, talk about a number of topics and individuals, and prove that he is, in fact, the biggest rap artist after Kenny. I believe we will hear a lot more about this as we move into this album, especially because it appears like Tyler, the Creator, is at odds with Playboi Carti, and we will genuinely learn everything there is to know about that. Beyond Carti, I believe that if I were Kanye at this moment, I would be alarmed because, following his remarks that were hurtful to Tyler as a person and as an artist, Tyler did inform us that he would outgrow his heroes on POV, and I believe that was a hint that we would learn more about why on this record and that Ye would be publicly criticized. I now believe that this album will include a few more surprises. And to be really honest, I do believe Tyler will eventually admit to us how much he despises Travis Scott. With this in mind, Tyler is fully motivated to humiliate Travis and demonstrate what a true hip-hop superstar does and nothing else, especially since Travis attempted to play the charts game and move a ton of stuff to reach #1 on the charts and surpass his idols in the videos in front. With all of this, we are in for something unique, even if only half of it materializes. And based on the guidelines Tyler has already established for the album, it appears that this more athletic and ostentatious record will actually be released. Aside from him, we will observe something that we have never truly seen like this before. And with regards to this album, what Tyler just told us was false. He obviously intended to keep things unexpected and to persuade people to try to refrain from sharing absurd content by claiming that there were no features on Chromacopia. And now I do believe that, out of all of them, Kendrick Lamar will work on this project, and we will eventually hear these two together. Indeed, during his grand national tour dates in New York, we witnessed Kendrick visit the studio that one time. This could have been it. And Kendrick was preparing to work with Tyler to create what would soon become a song that will go viral. Beyond Kendrick, though, I would be shocked if he weren't present, since it feels like it's finally about to happen and has been alluded to far too much at this point. Pusha T seems to have acknowledged that he is on this song, so perhaps Malice is as well, which would be hilarious to hear, in my opinion. And given that Push A said how much they worked on, even while Tyler was there doing his own work for Louis V, when they were all recording together, I believe that Fell has probably been somewhere here lately, whether it's production or vocals. Of course, there is also the back and forth communication between Tyler, Clipse, and Push. Additionally, I believe that there will be some surprises here beyond these names, who we could argue are sort of a new big three in this period where rap is just changing for the better. Additionally, I believe Doi seems plausible, so I wouldn't be shocked if another legend showed up, whether it be Andre 3000, Jay-Z, or someone similar. With everything taken into consideration, I can now state with confidence that this album will be released in a few days. Listen, we'll soon learn how much of this stuff actually happens. But regardless of what all of this really means, I believe it's safe to say that his rap is currently more popular than it has ever been. And the videos just demonstrate how the society is clamoring for these albums and what the new hip-hop status quo will be. Now that Tyler the Creator is on the horizon, we can be sure that everything he does and how he moves will result in hip-hop at its apex, once again revolutionizing the genre. Now that you have mentioned all of this, please let me know What are your thoughts on the Clipse recent astounding results and what they will imply for hip-hop going forward, particularly given that they are already surpassing Travis Scott and humiliating Lil Wayne with their performance? Additionally, Tyler the Creator just revealed an album, which essentially indicated that more peak hip-hop was on the horizon. What do you anticipate happening in this situation? What do you anticipate the sound of this record to be? Who will be on it, in your opinion? What general expectations do you have? I am now eager to hear your thoughts on each and every topic we discussed during this conversation. Finally, if you watched the entire video, please remember to subscribe and like it. It is really helpful to me. If you want to see how things were before this, however, even if rap is prevailing on one side, certain crash-outs are still struggling greatly. And in response to Drake and Nicki Minaj's attempts to disparage Kendrick Lamar and SZA this week, Kendrick and SZA simply did what is reviving rap and bringing it to the present moment, that is, simply being true to the music. View the recommended video.